Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. As always, I am just some dude on the internet, and you are watching Project Zomboid Build 42, and this is the Hank Fultz Chronicles. I want to welcome you all back. I am so sorry. I have been dealing with a major, head cold, upper respiratory thing that took me out of the game for an entire week or so. So thank you so much to everybody for bearing with me through that. But we're back at it again, and so I got some exciting updates. But first, let's take a look at how Hank has been doing. My man here is at 88 kilograms with 2 arrows pointing up. Just a reminder for you all, we are hearty appetite, prone to illness, smoker, high thirst. We got slow reader, weak stomach, speed demon. We are dexterous, organized, fit, and we have high weight. Now, we, in our short 6-day period that Mr. Hank has been alive, we have killed 163 zombies, with our favorite weapon being our crowbar. It is currently 11:03 a.m. right now. September, is what this is looking like, September 19th. But we're going to go ahead and jump back into the game here. And I've got to deal with our hunger situation here. Above everything else, we need to make sure that we are well fed. And we'll talk about logistics here momentarily. Alright, I think, do I have food in here? Do I got food in the back of the car? I think I do. Ah, there we go. Barbecue chips. Don't mind if I do. Dankeschön. All right. With that out of the way, we are just a little bit hopeless. Only just a tad. We are stressed out. We need to find a way to manage our stress. Right, let me get that game audio back in here for you all. There we go. All right. So, some of the new things that you guys should be aware of. This is the first time that we are streaming anything on the Apollo interface. So this is a new audio experience for those of you that are listening into the stream live. You're going to be getting a completely different mix than I have normally been doing. And then in post, we're going to do an entirely separate one from that. Dude, there is definitely a phone going off. What the hell? All right, well, I was hearing a phone going off of some kind. All right, yeah, we need to talk about logistics. What are we doing moving forward, huh? What is our plan? We have been in this this godforsaken neighborhood in Riverside for a couple of days. So we are currently in Riverside on the rich side of town. We've just been kind of hanging around in this neighborhood. We did do a drive-by to take a look at the police station, but frankly, there are just too many zombies over here for me to make it worth it. So I'm starting to think that our time in Riverside is coming to an end. There isn't really much of a point for me to, dig into all of these houses. I want to take our car that we have and then start making our way back toward Muldra. We don't need to immediately go to the lake house, but I do think that stopping into Muldra would be a good narrative plot for us. So we're gonna make our way back through here, finding our remnants for Frank, and I think that now is the time to do that. So we are gonna be leaving the confines of this neighborhood and then heading out into the great unknown. Now, because that is the name of the game right now, my goodness. All right, we need to take these bags that, okay, are the bags on the floor? They are. Oh my goodness, alongside the crowbar. What is that doing there? Alright, well, look, the crowbar can find a way back to its home. We need to take a look. There is 148 capacity here in the trunk. Fantastic. Alright, well, we are going to see ourselves driving this sheet quite far. Alright, we can drop this tank top that's dirty. Yeah, all of these rounds of ammunition that we have access to. Phenomenal. But we're not gonna be shooting right now. Now, as far as guns go, right, we have this M1911, which I believe is the 45 ACP. And we got 2 boxes, so that's 100 rounds there for that gun. The rifle here is taking 30-30. Oh, there we go. All right, and then the 30-30, we have 2 boxes, and there are 20 rounds in each. And then on my person, all right, I think that this answers my question. We need to move a bunch of this stuff. So this duffel bag, we are gonna equip it in our secondary. We're gonna take the large knife and the firefighter axe. We're gonna tuck that in the duffel bag. And we're gonna put that duffel bag. It's still got 23. Okay, hang on. Let's collect anything else that we need right now. There's the rabbit from stuff that we were cooking. We had, that was aiming 2, and we finished that. All right, well, this is a nice little safe house, but frankly, but I know I've used that probably 10,000 times at this point. Hankly, we are gonna see ourselves out of here. Gonna hoard a couple more things here. Ooh, timer. Don't mind if I do. Must take. Okay, and I don't think that there was really anything else upstairs. We had that Jeep out there that we had been crashing into bad guys, but we're gonna take our bag here and plop it in the trunk. All right, let's unequip it. Oh, that's because it was in the equipped items. All right, and then we are going to drag that duffel bag. We're going to plop it in the car. All right, on our person right now, we don't have any of our weapons. That is fine. I'm going to... Oh, nice. And our extra categorization here now, so I can see which weapons are long, blunt. Oh, really? A screwdriver is treated as a short blade. Okay, well, we are going to go ahead and take the baseball bat and put that on our back. We're going to fill up the hydration pack, and then I think that we are going to hit the road. Oh, real quick, there's pepper. A little pepper in my fanny pack. Never hurt nobody. My hydration pack. How full are you? You are entirely full. All right, Mr. Hank. Let's close it up. Close the hood. All right. All right. with that in mind, I think that we are ready to hit the road, my friends. We are heavily addicted and craving a smoke. Do I have anything to manage that? I don't think that I found cigarettes here. Ooh. Fresh cooked pork cut rabbit meat. Well, let's eat that. Since it is fresh and cooked after all. And then in terms of getting us out of this neighborhood, all right, we are gonna whip around Pitts. So we're gonna make a left, or right, and a left. And we wanna head out this road. Either that, or I mean, we can just head out Rock Ridge. Let's try Rock Ridge. I mean, it's more to the point. All right, we are going to try our best not to ram into the zombies. Now, is this the road? It is. Orient the map. All right, well, this is not the main highway, but it'll probably lead to it, so let's go ahead and venture into the unknown. Man, you can see the wilderness is starting to take over a little bit. A little bit of farmland out here. Going 80 miles an hour. All right, so this is probably going to connect us to the freeway. Let's just be mindful that there's not anybody parked in the middle of the road. This guy looks like he might be alive. He looks suspicious. The corpse on the side of the road. I don't trust it. Not me. No siree. Well, if we ever find cows and stuff, I mean, this is the place to take them out to pasture. We got all kinds of hay. They'd have a nice place to play. Ooh, okay, so pulling up on. I don't think I've been here before. I do not think that I have been. Yeah, no, this is the first time that I have been here. All right, well, we're gonna keep going down this main road. Are these dead rabbits? No, okay. They look like dead animals for a minute. Alright, looks like we're finally hitting some homes that are out here. Alright, and more farmland. The main road has ended. So this is taking me on a fun side quest now. We got another friend in the street. Looks like he got stabbed. Maybe? Nah, it looked like he had a knife in him. Apparently not. Let's keep following the windy road and see where it takes us. Oh, to some pretty water. We wanted to fish. Just trekking it out here. Sorry, I was fixing my microphone. We are driving our asses off. It is 2:27 p.m. And we're slowing it down, slowing it down. All right, we are probably like riding the river. Yeah, we are. All right, well, we're hugging the river, which means that we're getting close to Riverside Road. Who'd have thunk it? We're coughing. Whoa, 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 whoa. What the fuck is going on over here? That's a wall of them. Yeah, I'm just gonna go around them. I'm not even gonna play your game. Silly zombies. Holy shit. Game is like, it is time for some epic music. Well, let's see what else this sadistic AI director has in store for us. Because if I drive 80 miles an hour into a flock of them like that, that's not going to end very well for Mr. Hank Fultz. We got places to be. Wow, okay, I see some blood splatters. Alright, we are still hugging the river. Alright, well, this is the first remnants of anything else in a little while. Well, we are up here, aren't we? We are going to go forward until we can make a right. Well, I mean, at this point, I feel like the natural state is for us to just go to the estate, because we're closer there, and then we'll end up finding Frank's stuff maybe as we go through Muldra. But there is a Frank Fultz that is out there that we need to put down. And that would make this the road. Ah. Okay, so I follow this and then make a left. Alright, well, I don't know if Frank left behind cigarettes, but that would be pretty awesome if we had some. Could you imagine? We get a fucking flat tire. right, well, we're gonna... Looked away from the screen for a second, and all of a sudden there were cars there. All right, well, we're gonna drive a little bit closer. We're just driving down the road here, minding our business. Would you look at that? There's a nifty road here. I wonder who made this. It's so drivable. I can hardly believe it. Just like that, we have returned to the land from whence we came. Did the gas run out? I think it did. Yeah, it ran out of fuel. Okay. Well, no worries. That's something that we can fix. All right. Well, let's go ahead and fix this Jenny up. And by fix, I mean fill it up with gas, because that's all that we can really do right now. All right. Now, this Jenny is completely full. 100%. There we go. And it's already connected. We're good. Let's go ahead and turn this guy back on. And we said, let there be light. And there was. All right. We're going to load this jerry can up. Move that into the bed of the car here. And we got all kinds of books. We're going to do some inventory management here. Is this a good? Yeah, this gas can. It could use a refill. It could use a refill. And this is just shit that I have thrown on the floor. All right, we'll throw the gas can there. All right, now let's go ahead and take the books. All right, and these, I do believe, okay, wait, there's the closed trunk. This is transfer by category. Well, that is not what I meant to do. All right, well, we're gonna move that stuff back. All right, well, I'll grab the books. Those are the things I wanted. All right, there is a lot of food that is in here, which is great. That is great for us. Yeah, dude, there's 48. So, and we're carrying a lot of ammo. Here, do I also have? Jesus Christ, we got a lot of ammo. Lot of ammo. Okay. And we got whoever was here, whoever came before us, left behind a lot of ammo. Well, let's add to the pile, shall we? And then, yeah, we can pull the duffel bag. Pull the duffel bag out. I'll plop it on the ground. All right, let's haul the ammunition. All right, we will place the carton. Place that item right there. All right, boxes of 357 rounds. They're just everywhere. All right, we will place more of them. No one is safe from the amount of ammunition that we have. This is ridiculous. Just gonna dump all of that on the ground. Holy cow, that's a lot of bullets. And then I do have the books that are on my person. I don't believe that I had really been collecting the books and placing them in like a dedicated library at this point. But I do have space. All right, magazine word search. I just want to see if putting them there. Yeah, that's probably better than the bedroom. All right, well, right here, we'll put the animal care, we'll put the fishing. There we go. And then on our person, let's go ahead and eat our rabbit meat. Okay. We still got more. How many more of these do we have? Holy shit, we have so much. Surviving on rabbit meat. All right, what is going on here? Muscle strain? Not even worried about it. And then there appears to be, so there was a bookshelf here, and is this a bookshelf? Got paperwork and a comic book. Yeah, and is this a military ham radio? What is this? A Premium Technologies ham radio. My bad. And I don't think that I have any VHS tapes here. Bothers me that looks like it's broken, but it's not. All right. Now our duffel bag. Equip it in our secondary. Let's start moving a bunch of the food. All right, I think I can keep like the canned food and stuff, but like the cooking materials, yeah, this is like corn flour, a jug of vinegar, yeah, like that stuff. Let's go put that in the kitchen. And then we got our guns and stuff that we got to deal with. Let's drop this bag. All right, that just opened me up so I can collect a little bit more. All All right. Let's keep the guns. Let's move like the rolling pin, wine. Yeah, like let's start moving a bunch of this shit that is just sitting here. A bath towel. We'll keep the tarp in there. Rubbing alcohol, I think I can leave. Let's grab the popcorn. Barbecue starter fluid. Alright, all of these magazines. Let's grab those. Put them inside. Alright, and then as far as everything else goes, right, let's do encumbrance. We're going to sort that. There we go. Gasoline is up at the top. That tarp is taking 2. This bulletproof vest is taking 5. There's coffee. Let's go ahead and move the coffee out of the car. We will leave these canned foods in here as like emergency rations. All right, there's an M19 auto magazine. We're going to grab that. This beef jerky, frankly, I'm going to put it in my fanny pack. Cinnamon, we can take canned sardines. I'm going to leave that there. The heaviest stuff is up here. I mean, that leaves us, I mean, we got like over 100, so I don't need to really worry too much about that, but let's go ahead and drop off and organize some of the garbaggio. All right, so there is a lot of stuff that we can drop off in the kitchen. Let's go ahead and go upstairs. We'll drop off the stuff in the kitchen. We'll drop off the magazines first. All right, let's go. Football Frenzy and the rest of the magazines. Bam, there you go. And then let's go to the kitchen, drop off our food. Our beautiful raw ingredients. Oh, more instant popcorn that is uncooked. The other stuff that we've got here for like our beans, yeah, corn flour, hell yeah. Let's lump it together. All right, we're gonna put the coffee right next to the coffee machine. Okay, and the jug of vinegar. Let's go ahead and put that guy right next to it. All right, we've got some wine. Let's populate this place. Let's make it look a little bit like a party's going on. All right, let's rotate that. Get our box wine in the apocalypse. All right, there's that. Let's pop up. We'll put a bottle of wine on the table here. We'll place that guy right there. All right. That's strawberry soda. We'll have it sitting on the edge. All right. We'll put the grape juice. All right. Rolling pin. Slap that guy in there. We've got vodka and other things. We'll set that up in the top. Vodka and gin. All right, and then on our person, I don't think there's really anything else. Time to tap into my rabbit meat. All right. And then what was Frank reading? Fishing 1. No way. I think I brought fishing 2, 3, and 4. Holy shit, that pairs really well. Okay, and we still got to drop some other stuff off. But yeah. So we have fishing 1, 2, 3, and 4. Something for us to tap into 100% on this character that we hadn't previously. We got all this blood on us that we're going to want to clean off. Let me put the cinnamon away first, and then I kind of want to get my character clean. That will help with the unhappiness. All right, and then our bulletproof vest. I'm gonna put that in our wardrobe. All right, there we go. Now, the respawn has been turned off, so we should no longer be plagued by randos that just appear out of nowhere. All right, I think that there was soap in here. There is. All right. We're gonna go clean ourselves off. Look at this. Ah, the fishing panel. All right, well, let us wash ourselves. And then we will wash all of our clothing. Fantastic. Our upper torso, we got muscle strain. We're straining. Anything else to wash? Let's do the containers. Awesome. So that should help with the unhappiness, one would think. Okay, and then I am apparently not wet enough to dry myself, so I'm gonna just drop this towel on the ground along with the other shit that I have. All right, M1911, we will... Ooh, train reloading. Is it just a skill? Oh, snap. That must be from a mod that I have. I think it's like the easy reloading, so that way I don't need to do this over and over again. So I could technically sit here and then just... Well, we're practicing our training. We're gunning for level 5. Woo. All right. Well, we will. I'd like to stop training reloading. There we go. I just had to hit escape. All right. Well, we're at 616. Not bad. All right, mahogany bed. Let's get some sleep. All right, and on that day, 0 Zeds were killed. We got 612 reloading XP. Compared to the previous day, I think on one of these days we earned... Was it day... Okay, I didn't have this mod beyond day 3. It looks like, yeah, I had earned a lot. Ooh. There is a dead guy down there whose alarm is going off. All right, well, nothing like having a panic attack. Yeah, we're at 30 per, yeah, we're at a breaking point here. So this is not going to help with foraging. That really puts a damper on my foraging. You know, my guy's so hungry, I could really go for a slice of rabbit meat. Really, I mean, I should probably turn that into a stew. All right, I want to kind of think through the weapon situation. We don't need to rush to use these weapons, but like let's take a look at what we have. Right, we're gonna categorize everything. So there's all of the ammo that we have. So just plain ammo boxes, cartons of ammunition, and then we've got firearms. All right, so there is a snub nose revolver here. We've got another rifle and another rifle. That one takes the the M1A. And then in the corner over here is where the other ammo or the other guns and stuff were. So just okay. So there is a plain M9 pistol. I did not have an M9 pistol on me. So this is I'm gonna take this M9 magazine. We're throwing it on the shoulder holster. We're gonna take this M9 pistol. We are going to attach that in the shoulder. All right, let's unequip this. All right. Now, this M1911 magazine, let's place that mag right there. All right, we need some 9mm. Let's go, Hank, says John. Welcome, or Joni, sorry, yeah, John, let me join Marilyn and 93. Thank you so much for joining. Totally butchered that name, but I'm glad to have you. So yeah, we've got an ass load of 9mm. We can just go ahead and pop open one of these guys, and then we, first and foremost, should probably, right, insert some of that ammunition, and then we are going to take the remainder. Hello, Bonk Man, welcome. I'm glad to have some people with me live. You guys are officially the first to hear all of the audio coming through the new equipment that I had ordered and set up. So I know I have kind of been in the background working on stuff you guys haven't really seen, but the audio now is going through an Apollo interface, and lots of time spent kind of like with cables and ordering cables and doing like digital cables and routing audio and stuff. Yeah, Johnny is fine. Good. Thank you for correcting me on that. But yeah, so this is the first time that we're doing a live stream with that audio gear. I spent the last couple of days recording some stuff on like Hitman World of Assassination, just kind of testing out loudness and getting the effects and stuff like that setup for the new audio gear. So what you're hearing now is live. It's monitored. You know, it's going exactly what I hear. But the stems that I'm recording, I'm actually going to be able to process after the fact. So huge step up in terms of like what we're doing from an editing perspective. You don't got to try to pronounce my dumb name. Yo, bro, like the content, I subscribe. Well, thank you so much. And speaking of liking the content and clicking subscribe, there is the nifty little subscribe moodle. Keep your eye out for that. If you are, if you're new to the channel and you haven't clicked that button, remember to do so. So we ended up finding our way back to the lake house. It was just kind of the natural progression of things. Let me get you all oriented since you're joining me live here. We had been in Riverside for the majority, or like the entirety of Hank's life, the past about 7 days in game. And we had scouted out, let's orient this a little bit this way, right? We had scouted out the majority of the town. There was a lot of Zeds that were around the police station. Really didn't make a lot of sense for me to waste what little ammo I did have, attracting everybody to this general area. So we booked it to the rich side of town, if you remember, like earlier on, and pulled all these guys out over here and found a house that had a lot of ammunition in it. And when I say a lot, it's not all of the ammo that we found at Stendo's, right? Like a decent portion, right? And we started kind of scouting around the neighborhoods and found enough to get us going. The huge thing was finding a car. So once we got that car, we decided to head out earlier in the stream here and follow this road, Riverwalk Road. And we ended up finding the road. So now we're back at the lake house. There is still a large collection of knowledge that we have consolidated at the northern safe house that will be worth our time. There's also chickens and stuff that we have there that we need to move back to the house. Now, if you remember, Frank died right over here. This death was completely preventable, and I'm not interested in going over here and just having a complete shootout again right now. If anything, that shooting out stuff is going to happen in Muldra or somewhere smaller, not West Point, because that absolutely got me ganked. But the one thing that I do want to find is Mr. Frank Fultz himself. He died right outside of Stendo's. So somewhere in this area, there is an undead Frank Fultz that is walking around, and he has, I think, a military backpack, a shotgun, an assault rifle, a whole bunch of really important stuff is on that body, and he is out there. So that is going to be a fun little side quest objective that we have. But for the time being, we can just kind of enjoy the spoils of the lake house. So yeah, I saw somebody say that is a lot of ammo. Yeah, so they actually patched Stendo's Firearm Emporium after this game save was made and after I had visited Stendo's. So lucky enough for, you know, our character here, and I believe we are currently on build 42.18, right? Somewhere in one of the earlier updates, they removed like a lot of the ammunition and stuff that was in Stendo's that makes it, you know, so incredible. So a bunch of this ammo that you're seeing here was actually brought back by Frank, and we are just, you know, just enjoying the spoils here. This is thousands and thousands of rounds of ammunition that we're going to be able to make use of, and then there's just plenty of like other firearms that are still at Stendo's. So our character, right, we've got the firepower for sure. And then this character, when I made him, dude, yeah, we're 90 we're overweight. we have a high weight. We've been eating a lot of food to try to keep our weight going, and my God, I think we need to slow down so we can eat some of the cabbages or watermelons that are in the freezer here. But yeah, when I designed this character, he's a police officer, so he has +4 aiming already. He started with +1 reloading, and then he gets +10% ammunition, +10% for the weapons and all of that. But we, in the very beginning, in that house that we found, we were able to get us up to level 4 already. So we started at level 1, we've pushed reloading to level 4, and I mean, at this point, right, having a minimum of level 5 is going to be important. When we do go shooting, a little note, editor's note here after the fact. So I was told that making use of the shotgun, right? My initial thought was I should use something like the pistol or the assault rifle or whatever, and then switch to the shotgun. And, thinking, it's the loudest thing in the game, I want to avoid it. But others were saying I should drive around, lower the windows in the car. You can use the shotgun pointed out that way, drive around, right? Point being, I don't need to overload myself, and I can use the shotgun quite effectively at the lower levels. Stereotypical American cop. Exactly, right? I had to go from the foraging of Frank to the gun violence of a police officer that's wearing firefighter pants. Another skill check, a big difference between this character and Frank is the fitness level. So we are currently at fitness level 7, and our endurance overall, Frank was a character that would get more prone to being winded and short of breath quicker. This character is less prone to that. But we do not have any of the foraging. We do not have any of the carpentry, which, lucky for us, I don't really got any building to do right now. I'm not in any rush there. But we do want to get our electrical and mechanics. So these are things that we're going to have to get back up. They're not really, really fun to do, but we at least have the knowledge. So, and we've read the books. Everything else we are going to tap into. This blacksmithing is going to be a longer one. But I'm more interested in kind of pushing our character out of the novice zone that we kind of got pushed back to. So we're going to try to get this maintenance level up. I know that I think I have every maintenance book at the other shed. So we need to collect some of this knowledge and bring it back here. That's going to be a really important part. But in terms of what we're going to be doing today, I kind of want... Oh, let me first go upstairs. Or is it upstairs or is the freezers? Yeah, here we go. Oh, well, thank God. The watermelons didn't go bad, everybody. Thanks to... I thought that these guys would have gone bad. All right, well, we're going to take one. All right, this watermelon, we're gonna need to slice it up. Do a little bit of slice and dice. Now, I don't have a knife on me, do I? Okay, yeah, see if I do craft here, slice watermelon. Oh, yep, no, I got the butterfly knife. I just need the watermelon to not be frozen. That's fine. And then in terms of what was in the fridge, this is all fresh. The turnips are still good. And then the barley, yeah, look at that. Okay, so we're doing all right. Let's go ahead and defrost. Let's defrost this guy. Oh yeah, and here's a nice little mod. I think, I don't know, maybe it will still apply. I was tired of babysitting this thing, so if I turn this guy on, yeah, this says freezing. I'm gonna fast forward this, and if the mod does work, this will turn itself off. There we go, and it did. Fantastic. All right, so now we're gonna take that watermelon and we are going to slice it up. All right, and then with all of our watermelon slices, where are the slices? Where did they go? Oh, they're there. They blended in with this hot water bottle. All right, we are gonna fill up our hydration pack. And you know what, dude? I mean, we got our coffee machine here. We need to fill... I need a coffee mug, though. Do I not have a coffee mug? No, we've got vodka. But that's not what I'm looking for. I find it hard to believe that I don't have a mug. There's a straw here. Alright, well, we're gonna move the cow's milk. I just want to make sure, is there... Yeah, okay, we'll move cow's milk. And here, we're gonna start eating some of these guys. So, yeah, we want our weight to start going down now. We don't need to eat a whole bunch of fatty things. Speaking of weight, yeah, we're carrying a bunch of stuff. Let's plop this in the hydration pack. All right, M9 magazine. We're going to slap that on the shoulder holster. And actually, that M9, we're going to insert that. Bam. 15 bullets. Ready to go. Locked and loaded. All right, we can holster that guy back up. It puts us at 12. All right, now let's move all of these things. Let's do soap, bandage, flashlight, alcohol wipes, CD player. Have that all moved into the hydration pack. All right, this watch we're gonna go ahead and dismantle. And then that puts us in a better spot inventory-wise. So, yeah, this brings me full circle back to the inventory. Mr. Frank Fultz, right? Like, I've come to the realization that I carry a lot of things needlessly. There's no need for me to haul so much shit back and forth all the time. That's going to make my guy tired quicker. So, you know, editor's note to myself, again, moving forward, I'm not going to be hauling, you know, every weapon, you know, in the car or anything like that. I don't need to do that. Only take what you need, right? Plan for what you're doing. And speaking of planning what we're doing, I think that we need to refill some gas. That would be smart. We're gonna fill up the gas in the car, and we're gonna collect some gasoline. And then in terms of weapons, did I have like all of my M9 magazines? Man, God, yeah, dude, I don't have like any of the magazines here. Well, I don't really think that that's going to be a problem. All right, one magazine ought to do. And then in terms of ammo that we're holding, okay, so I don't have the bandolier. That's what I was looking for. All right, these 9mm, there's 39 of them. I'm fine with that, honestly. I don't think that I don't need to carry more. All right, we are gonna go take this stuff and get the car in a little bit more working order. So we've got a gas can here. Yeah, we might as well just fill the rest of the car up right now. All right, we'll add gas. All right. All right, the scrap electronics we'll throw there. Let's go ahead and fill up our water. Do a little bit of running here. Bum ba bum 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 ba bum ba bum ba bum. All right, my friends. We're gonna hit the road. Remember what I said about necessities? We're taking the necessities. And speaking of one of those necessities, this trailer right here. I feel like we want to load the animals in, and to do that, I'm gonna need to bring this trailer back. All right, so let's take a look. Yeah, there you go. You have to open it and then press V. And you can see that there's the space for the animals. All right, so we need to close it. All right, we are going to attach this. And hopefully it's strong enough. Jesus Christ almighty. Let's hope that the car still works. There we go. Let's go. All right. Yes, I'm aware. There's plenty of shit on the ground that would be affecting the game's ability to spawn stuff. Now, in terms of getting back... Yeah, the wreck of doom is over there. Oh yeah, we are going to want to make a left, go all the way down until this ends, and then go that way until we can make... Oh, yeah, that's right. We can cut through. But, I mean, if we want to do a straight line. All right, well, we're going to do the straight line approach. And maybe while we're in Muldra, we can find some goddamn cigarettes. We are heavily addicted. We haven't had any in a while. We're angry. We're hankry. And you won't like us when we're hankry. Ooh. Go around it. Alright, yeah, so we're gonna ride this to the bitter end, all the way around. We're taking the bare necessities. But yeah, the reason that I'm taking this trailer is because Mr. Frank had collected a bunch of chickens. We want to give them a fighting shot. And if we're not living in Muldra, I mean, the least that we can do is try to collect our animals and bring them back. Now, I think because I have the trait that makes you drive faster, I think everything, like the car sounds, are louder too. Dude, it has been 5 ever since I have driven down this way. All right, and then here we go. Make that left. All right, and then this should, if we follow this, get us out onto the Kentucky highway. And we're gonna stop by Muldra and see how things have progressed down there. Just absolutely gunning it, dude. All it takes is one moment. I'm like keenly aware of what I'm gonna get there faster, but at what cost? If there's somebody that pops up right here, you're going too fast, you look away, you get a notification. Ooh, speaking of animals, we got bowls, we got milk, posiblemente. All right, this we should be approaching our turn soon. Now, a major change to the game file, I pointed this out a little while ago, is that we are no longer on the 2-hour constraint. We are back to 90 minutes for a full day night, or a full day cycle. I believe that there should be a wreck coming up here soon. You ever seen somebody drive this straight? Dude, the game really just trying to throw a curveball at me right there. Alright, I mean, this should take us straight to the gas station. We're gonna see how many friends are there. I think we're approaching the outskirts of Muldra now. It's literally a straight line. Yeah, okay, there we go. There's the big old car. Now we're starting to see the friends in the area. All right, going up that way would take us to the lumber yard. All right, we're gonna bypass these friends. We go through here. This is bringing back a lot of memories. Alright. We're getting out. We're gonna manage our friends. Hello, my friends. Oh my god, that's loud. Right. We got a lot of friends. Hang on. Backing it up. There's a lot more friends than I had bargained for. All right, so we're gonna drag them. We're gonna use this to our advantage. Dude, that was so incredibly loud in my headphones. I was like stun locked. I was like, I'm going to go deaf. I think I probably have like 18 dB of gain going into the audio for the game. It's like the game audio itself isn't overwhelming until all of a sudden it is overwhelming. And for some reason, man, it's like the smacks when you're hitting stuff. It's just so loud. All right, so that should have drawn our friends away. Oh, got a friend. All right, and just like that, we are back in charge. We'll clean up the leftovers. It's $0. That's a nice touch. That's funny. All right, and 2 more over here. We can deal with them. They did not wander very far, did they? All right, well, there's no gas in that pump. Let's deal with our friend that is in here. All right, we are out of breath. We are out of breath, and that is the middle of death. So we will get our ass in the car. All right. We'll open the map. And we have covered a lot of ground today. We went from all the way up there. Yep, so here we are at the gas station. And we got more than 3 full gas cans. We have like 9. No. There's still 3. Unless there's more that I can't see. I thought there was more. No, okay, yeah, we had 9. But these were the 3 that we left behind. Got it. All right, so when I turn this bad boy on, we're gonna start attracting people. All right, refuel from the pump. And you know, I'm gonna take these. I'm just gonna take these gas cans at this point, or I'll leave one. I'll leave one behind to refuel. But leaving behind 3 isn't really the move, you know. All right, let's take 2 of them. And those guys we will plop in the back. And I'll take the empty one and the empty jerry can. And we will fill them up. Let's see what's going on here. Yo, bro, I'm still here. LOL. I'm just in FaceTime with my girl while I'm watching you on my TV. Fire emoji. Fire emoji indeed, my friend. So glad to be on the TV. Hello, hello, hello. And I'm glad to be back on the live. Last week I was feeling like absolute shit. I got some kind of head cold. Oh damn, hang on, I'm hearing something. Yeah, I caught like a really bad head cold and had to take the entire week off work too. Like it was unexpected PTO. Did not make me happy. I don't still have, yeah, there's the gas can. Yeah, and I really wanted to stream because it was like, that was like right around the time that I had gotten my new Apollo interface. And it was not in the cards. All right, I'm hearing somebody. All right, what's going on? There we go. Yeah, I knew it. I just got to figure out these sounds. Yeah, because like I'm saying, it's like that sound is just so intense. It's so unbalanced. Maybe that's something that the devs can fix. Oh Jesus Christ! Otherwise, I'm probably just gonna have to turn that down in my mix here. Or I don't know. It just occurred to me that I do not have any compression going on that audio bus. God damn it. No wonder it's loud in my ears. Gotta compress it. Alright. Come here. Oh, there's the Moodle of Death. The Moodle of Death has come back to claim us. Alright, well, we need to turn this shit off. That's what we need to do. But yeah, I am indeed glad to be back streaming. And there's going to be far less problems with the audio moving forward. With this new interface, hopefully, I don't think that you are going to be experiencing any more of the weird, like, audio pops and crackles and stuff that were going on. I've changed the entire way that I'm doing my audio is now, going through this Apollo interface. So, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh, we're getting a game lag. Jesus, dude, do you see that? All right, let's get back in the ye old neighborhood. All right, we're gonna back this trailer up. This is how a man backs up a trailer. Nailed it. right. The lights are still on. So that's good. %46 fuel. Well, I mean, we've got enough gas to fill this tank up. Oh my god, the chickens! The chickens are alive! Bam! We gotta pet the leghorn. And how is it doing? Is it hungry? No, it's healthy. Underfed? Not thirsty. They just need food. Let's pet it. We're bonding. And this one is well-fed. One of them is well-fed and the other is not. Yeah, let's pet this guy. This chick has been a little baby chick for quite a while. Well-fed, not thirsty, and it's a juvenile. Little juvie. How you doing, juvie? And you know what? We're gonna rename it. That's Juvie. All right, we're gonna rename this guy right here. This is a female. I almost said that this one's name is Bill, but it's a female. We'll call her Bo. This is Bo. That's Juvie. And then what are we rocking here? This is also a female. We'll call this one Peep. We got Bo, we got Peep, and we got Juvie. Hell yeah. And then what's going on over here? Bo, Peep, okay. Calm, well-fed. What are we gonna call this one? We have Bo, we have Peep, we have Juvie. Anybody in the live audience got a suggestion for the name of the brown hen? Oh, and is this a second? Yeah, okay, that's Juvie. Oh, look, there's the name. I love that. I love that. There's Bo. There's Peep. I'm holding out for some suggestions. Somebody in the audience, give me a suggestion for this Rhode Island red hen, and I will put that in the game. And then let's take a look really quick. How is the hutch doing? It's only 7% dirty. Wow. And they haven't even been laying many eggs. Where is my inventory? There we go. All right. Wow. Yeah, there's a lot of M9 mags. Just hanging in a box. And then we got metal baseball bat. That was loud as fuck, boy. Ooh, that's a good recommendation. Ginger, I like it. Good rec. All right. We got Bo, Peep, Juvie, and Ginger. Welcome to the world, Ginger. All right, everybody here is doing fine. All right, in terms of what else we're rocking here. Okay, so we got a gas can that is also empty. So 2 empty gas cans that are gonna need to be refilled. We will let's load the empty gas cans in the trunk. I mean, we might as well do a replacement. Swap them out, right? It's generally how I do this. Alright, and then we've got plenty of room for the animals. Alright, empty gas cans. Alright, I will take the jerry can. Alright, we will turn this guy off and give him a refill. Yeah, I mean, this house is not really burning through as much fuel. The lake house has a lot more to power. Oh, we got another person screaming out there in the void. All right, we will place that guy right there. What the hell? Dude, you can't even see that shit. All right, hang on. I'm gonna. Try that again. Place item. There we go. Awesome. All right. Gas cans for days. Oh yeah, our crappy little door that we made. I need to turn that back on. All right, generator. Turn that bad boy back on. And we're back at it. All right. Hello, friend. All right. There is a lot of overgrowth in the area. My goodness. Dude, my guy has got that muscle strain. Okay, and let's take inventory of the books and stuff. No, what are you doing? Stop doing that. Damn it. These floodlights not in the zone of this thing? Hang on. Whoa. No, it's in there. Maybe it's just because it's daytime that I don't see it. This thing is at 58% condition though, so we do need to be mindful of that. All right, so our character is tired as can be. How much liquid is in this? God damn. Only 123 liters? Yeah, these bitches fill up slow. They've been there for ever. All right, we got can openers. What did Frank leave behind? Water purification tablets. Good old glass of whiskey. Stone blade. Hey, we got ourselves a machete. So long blade, hunting knife. We got hatchets. Yeah, so we're rolling in the deep. We're doing pretty well. Oh shit, yeah, and then here's like all of the other knowledge. So yeah, we created the bookshelf of knowledge. Animal care 1, 2, 3, blacksmithing 1 and 4, carving 2, 3, 4, first aid 1, 2, 3, fishing 1, foraging 4, and there's maintenance. Okay, yeah. And then the ones that we have already read. or that we had read were there. And, you know, like, I'm gonna go ahead and move all of these books into the corner right now. I just want to see everything that I can. All right. Then aiming 2, which we don't need. All right, and I don't know if these were doubles, because I thought I put the extras in to be burned. Yeah, okay, so I do have maintenance 2 in here. I just move mechanics 2. All right, tailoring. Yep, we got tailoring 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. There was welding, yep, and then electrical. Really? Okay. And then the remaining books here, these can be burned. Or we can use them as fodder. All right, well, agriculture 2 and 3, and I believe that we already have agriculture 2 and 3. There's aiming 4 would help with 7 and 8. But we were working on our way toward number 5. Dude, our guy is tired. 50% melee damage reduction. Narrow field of view. Your endurance regen is seriously reduced. And then we are hopeless. So that means that timed actions are severely slow. So just like something like reading a book would take, oh god, that fucking sucks. Can we read a comic book? Can we sit and read? Let's try to be a little bit more upbeat. You're bringing me down, man. All right, and then I think downstairs there were tapes. No, that's in the starter house. We got respiratory filters, oxygen tank. All right, well, there's spare engine parts. We got whetstone. Oh, we're going to research something. Making an improvised whetstone. That's important. All right, so there was no TV down here. That is at the other house, along with its respective VHS tapes. Speaking of propane tanks. All right, and I think that I have a mod that should allow us to refill propane tanks. In my list of 10 million mods that I have here. Yep. Tanks have propane. That they do. But all of these are empty. And then in terms of what we're rocking, ooh, these ones are not empty. What are you talking about? There's 193 uses left. There's no way. And I don't have another welding torch in here. Damn it. Well, we do have a cheap sleeping bag. Pardon me. There's the remnants of the cough that I'm talking about. All right. One thing that we could do. I want to take. Nah, okay, that's fine. Okie dokie. Yeah, well, with the remaining time that's left in the day, we are going to probably either practice reloading or read one of our books. Let's start by... All right, this is getting stale. Let's microwave. Well, let's microwave one of our stale rabbits. Dude, no way. All right, so that helps. And now that these are stale, I could make the soup again. And what are we looking at in the fridge here? All right, dude, these fucking armor schematics, forging, making scrap metal. Tool use of early man. All right, well, let's read through. We're gonna grab a handful of these. Forging plan, survival magazine. These are like making crates and sewing. These guys. Forging a frying pan. All right, and then we just did level 1 maintenance. We are going to want that up. So let's grab our maintenance book. You're shitting me. I don't have maintenance 1 here. Oh, I have maintenance 2, 3, 4, and 5. You're killing me, Smalls. All right, well, other foundational knowledge that's here, fishing 1. Blacksmithing 1, and then, I mean, we got animal care 1. We got animals. All right, we are gonna pull 2 books. Ooh, and there's napping. All right, the other book that I want is going to be fishing. I want to do the fishing now. And butchering. Our butchering is still base. Yes, it is. All right. And we don't have butchering level 1, but we do got level 2. All right. We are going to take napping and animal care. And we're going to spend some time pushing on it. So let's rest on the couch. And let's start with the survival magazines. All right, and then the tool use of early man. Bam, there we go. All right, now let's tap into animal care 1. We're just going to speed that time up. Now, in terms... Here, I'll put this back to normal speed for a little bit. In terms of some live performance stuff, you know, that I've been talking about that I want to do for a while. I'm in a much better position now to be able to do that. With this Apollo, we are going to be exploring, throwing on like live instrumentation with different sounds. So I've been working on different instruments, and I have to spend time finding more to have at the ready. Right now, I think I only have 1 open, and I think it's my serum. Let me hit this. Yeah, let that massage your ears. And bring it down. Yeah, so there's a little taste. But yeah, I'm gonna be able to do a lot more live instrumentation, and I still want to explore more of my music making and capturing that for you guys. So part of the channel, don't be surprised if you're gonna start seeing some videos that are me actually making something, or here's how I'm making some of my music and stuff, because it all kind of fits together, right? We're doing video, we're doing audio, we're doing music, we're producing stuff. It's no shortage of fun things to do. But yeah, if you listen, if I hold that down again on that note, what you'll hear, it's actually a synth with like a little bit of oscillating going on, like an FM filter. That these two waveforms are slowly kind of fighting one another, and it'll sound like it's going around your head. So if you're wearing headphones, you'll hear what I'm saying. Let me play that again. I'll give it a little bit while this guy's reading. Yeah, a little bit of fun. But I also have a bunch of other spooky sounds, different like whispers and risers and things like that I'll throw together to kind of make things a little bit more interesting. And I am a huge fan of storytelling, if you haven't already been able to tell. And I like to read and voice act and stuff like that too. So don't be surprised if we start doing some like creepypastas or like reading stories, and I throw some of that on the channel. All right, we are gonna head to bed. And day 8, we killed 13 Zeds. We're getting about 20 Zeds average a day. I'm starting to get a little grimy. I think it's about time to take a shower. God damn it. At least we're probably going to make it all the way through the night. Dude, Hank is out here coughing up a storm. Who is he, me? Oh. We are really sleeping in. Wow, we let him sleep as long as he liked. This bathtub. There's not... Yeah, the bath faucet. There's 97 liters of water. And this tub holds like 200 liters. All right, well, let's take a shower if we can. See if we can manage the grime on the character here. There we go. And we're gonna put our clothes back on and we should be good. But yeah, that is another mod that I have so that we're gonna actually able to take showers and baths and stuff. All right, we are hungry as can be. 92 with 1 arrow. All right, so we're finally slowing down. We're not gaining weight anymore. All right. All right, let's fill our packs. And I'm curious how much... How much water is left in here? Is this not... What? These are the auto options. Auto take a bath. These like how many minutes? Yep, no bath salts. Oh, you can reheat tub water? What? Tub status. Yeah, there's 97. Then if I tried to take water, drink, yeah, 97 out of 100. Okay, cool. Well, good to know that I was able to take a shower without that ruining the amount of water. I was a little bit worried about that. All right, and in terms of what's on our person, right, let's go ahead and eat this stale but cooked rabbit that we have. And kind of power through some of our reading that we got. Oh yeah, another wonderful mod here. So let's see, we're doing animal care. Yeah, I'm able to walk and read. Thank the Lord. All right, this is just like a quality of life mod. Yeah, we're still agitated. All right, well that's fine. Well, we're gonna sit at the table. We're gonna read through these books. I'm gonna speed up time, but we're gonna use the time and food that we have and safety in this confined space to upskill a little bit, and then we can bring our knowledge back. We should have enough to be able to take all of the books. And I do want to swing by Mr. Frank Fultz's old home. About to finish this book off. Animal care. All right. Now we should get a nice little decent boost whenever we're going to pet our animals. All right. Let's go back in my pack here. All right, hang on. This rabbit meat, right? Hear me out. Do I have a pot of water in the fridge already? No. I have 6 empty bowls. Jesus Christ. Fucking kidding me. I don't got a bowl. Or there's a pot. There, that's exactly what I'm looking for. Awesome. All right. Ooh, research craft. What are we learning? Make heroin? What the fuck? That was not what I was expecting to learn. I was thinking, oh, we're gonna learn how to make something else. That's crazy. All right, dude, you can prepare nachos? We can make nachos with the tortilla chips that are stale? Fuck yeah. No way. Don't mind if I do. We're getting a little bit crazy with it. We're cooking some nachos, learning how to make heroin. All right. There's my nachos. fresh and uncooked. Now my nachos. What else can I craft? Create nachos. Yeah, we're gonna put some rabbit meat. Rabbit meat nachos. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. What else are we adding? And add marinara. Let's do. There's ranch. We got some salt. We're gonna put a little bit of salt on them. On them nachos. Nacho problem. Add a random game. Add a random beef. Yeah, we're adding 2 cuts of rabbit meat to our nachos. We got two things of rabbit meat, and then we've got a little hint of salt on there. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and cook our nachos up. This is the first time I've ever made nachos in this game, and we are also going to craft in the cooking panel. This guy. Create a stew. Alright, this stew is we're going to put some rabbit in there. Ooh, corn flour as a seasoning. All right, so that helps with boredom and all that. All right, and then we are going to add so now this is how we go from stale to fresh. All right, we're gonna add 3 of that. Wonderful, and then our stew. What? Oh yeah, I should just use this. I haven't been using my menu here. Ooh, what is this? Spaghetti. We'll add an egg. And that's gonna make it from 3 to it's just a 3-star. All right, and then in our stew, we'll add a little bit of cinnamon, a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. Bam. All right, that puts it at 52 fresh. All right, we're gonna slap that bitch in the oven. And look at that. We already got our nachos. Our nachos are ready, boys. All right, we're gonna turn that guy back on. And we're gonna eat our nachos. 10 p.m. nachos. Don't mind if I do. And then napping. This is only going to take 6 hours. Well, how exciting. Let's plop that roasting pan back in there. Flint napping 101. All right, we're going to read a couple of hours worth of this. And this should turn itself off now. Well, it's completely cooked, so I'm not sure why it didn't turn itself off, but it wasn't burning. We're cooked. We're cooking. Now we're cooking. All right, we've gone through the first 29 pages. We are gonna change our alarm. All right, this is gonna now be, let's do 9 a.m. Let's give ourselves a solid rest. All right, no kills. No problem. Oh, dude, this tells us that the real world day as well. The day 3 was on May 11th. And now we're on the 25th. So it's been 14, 2 whole weeks. All right. I think I'm out of water from this sink. I've got a carton of something over here. Is this gonna be like garbage bags? Oh, it's a box of batteries. All right, let's rest on the couch. Take off our reading for a little bit of time. And then once we are done with this book, I'm hearing all kinds of sound. Can't tell if it was the chicken or not. All right, that's 10 a.m. That puts us at 112. All right. Cinnamon game and egg stew. All right, we're gonna eat half. And then with the remainder, we will put it in a bowl. A single bowl. I guess we'll divide it into 2. Oh yeah, another note from the editor. I disassembled my mic stand here and put it back together on the boom because anytime I was hitting the microphone on accident, it was like jiggling within the little Y-frame that held it. So I legit had to take apart the microphone just to access the screw with an Allen wrench. So now that anytime that I bump the mic, it should not be nearly as jarring as it had been. All right, is this? We still only got 1 bowl? We're doing 1. Okay. Yeah. Yep. Well, good. Okay. All right, this empty pot's going in here. All right, and then we are stuffed. We will take this bowl, put it in the satchel. All right, this book right here, 4 hours. This will put us at like 2 p.m. All right, we're gonna finish this book for 4 hours and 40. So probably about like 3 p.m. in game. We are heavily addicted. You are desperate for a smoke, he says. He says, please. I said no, no, no. Oh my God. Okay. Almost there. All right, well, I eat my words. It's 5:30. That's later in game than I wanted it to be. But let's eat the rest of our bowl. And now our rabbit, 3 of them are rotten. So we couldn't save them all, but we did our best. All right, let's go ahead and put this in the composter. Why are there fucking chickpeas in here? These aren't bad. And salt and macaroni. What are we doing? We're putting that in the composter. Unknown rotten mushrooms. Acceptable. All right, we'll keep that in there. All right. Who are we talking to? Who is this? This is Bo. Hi, Bo. Hello, Bo. Oh my goodness. All right, and then we got Ginger. Ginger's over here hanging out. All right, where are we at? Animal care. We've got 11 XP. Now let's do 1 pet. We're gonna pet Ginger. Where does that put me? We went from 11 to 14.75. That's gonna take a whole lot of pets, and I don't know that that's gonna... I can't just sit here and continuously pet this thing. Yeah, see, I think it's like a once per day type of thing. Dude, it is dark as a bitch out here. All right. Oh, there's Juvie. Hey, Juvie, how you doing? We accidentally killed Juvie's little brother. All right. Well, we've pet Bo. We've pet Juvie. Where is the other one? In the. Are you in there? Yeah, you are. Hi, Peep. Underfed, not thirsty. We got tons of eggs. Let's grab all these eggs. We'll put them in the fridge. We've got plenty of food for omelets and stuff like that. We've got lard and things for cooking. All right, that's good. And then while we are here, right, I should be able to come here. All right, and then we will grab both of those things. Let's clean this guy up. And there we are. All right, we will drop the bucket, drop the cloth. All right, let's go take the food and stuff back. Dude, speaking of food, I am hungry in real life, bro. Your boy needs to eat. All right, we're gonna move food back to where it belongs. Right, the eggs. Those can be frozen. And they will be good for forever. All right, let's fill up that water again. Ooh, we got a box of cotton balls. That would pair really well with the disinfectant. All right. I apparently did not eat the rest of this soup. All right, the objective now, I mean, it's too late. It's too late for us to be driving back to old Frankie Pooh's house, so that'll be a first thing. Oh my god, there's the chick head. We put it in the fridge. Oh. We have 7 empty bowls. All right, we got rotten food. Anything else that's rotten that I can get rid of? I'm getting rid of the chick head. I can't keep it. Can't keep it in here. It's making me sad. Fresh and frozen, uncooked, frozen, fresh, uncooked, frozen. Well, we've got some chicken legs if we wanted to make some stuff, but all right, let's drop our rotten stuff and the chick head in here, and then the compost 53% full. We have a whole bunch of seeds, hatchet. Dude, Frank collected the shit out of stuff. A lot of M9 magazines. I think all of these are empty. One of them has 1 bullet. All right, well, I'm gonna take 2 of them. All right, there we go. And then let's load these up. All right, other one, insert that guy. All right, and then we'll take both those mags, put them back on the shoulder holster. Really? That's only taking 1 out of 2? Really? No, yeah, see, look at that. That's a lie. It won't let me put another magazine in here. That, yeah, yeah, this is only intended to hold two mags. So you got one in the one clip in, so 15 bullets, and then we've got 30 on the back end. So 45 bullets ready to be fired without having to do reloading. Now, I have canned fruit and stuff. Let's move some of this. Yeah, and these magazines I'm gonna grab just so that they're not sitting there. Yeah, we've got weapons and hacksaw. All right, let's move the canned food, set it back. Now, there we go. I do have mugs here to make coffee. Great. Awesome. All right, I'm gonna take these mags. And we're gonna put them in here. Oh, I'm carrying the M1911 in here. Interesting. Okay. right. We are gonna go, I think, to Frank's. I think that is what the plan is. Let's see. Canned sardines, canned spaghetti bolognese. We're gonna take some canned foods. And then everything else can stay. Alright, we're gonna close this guy up. Alright, let's see what we're working with. And I believe it's the quickest route here. All right, yeah, so we will go. We'll just go down and around. Hearing a pig. Look at that. Our old home. And the Jenny is still running. Wow, dude, everything is looking much more overrun. It's still got fuel. It's still kicking. Re-equip, pre-bath. Okay, I was like, what the fuck? Clean erosion. Ooh, the radio is already buzzing. And there it is. There it is, friends. The badge of Frank Fultz. Legend has it he was a badass. That Frank Fultz. And here we are. Mr. Hank Fultz. This is a heavy moment for Mr. Hank. You think about it. This is you just found it. You know, this is where your brother was holed up, surviving, and it all starts to make sense. To think to yourself, you're like, man, Frank did all of this. We have a sawed-off shotgun here. Well, we are going to favorite this item. And that badge, we'll keep it in the satchel. That's going to be a memory item. Yeah, so we left a lot of just tools, different books, a lot of the flyers and stuff. We've already read electrical. Hey, look, there's cooking one. And butchering one. And there's maintenance one. Hell yeah. Yeah, there's nothing left in the fridge. I think we took all of the food. Bloody saxophone. Oh, dude, these were his aviators. Am I wearing aviators? I thought I am. I am. Well, we're gonna take these aviators, put them on the floor, and we're taking Frank's. Right, and we're even gonna rename these. Can I? I think I can. Let's wear it. I guess there's not a rename for that item. I would like to rename it like Frank's glasses. All right, well, we got Frank's glasses now. And then in terms of what we're working with, we got some beef jerky. Happy dinner to us. All right, well, we're going to read through maintenance. It just says it's gonna take 9.5 hours. It's gonna take us longer. Take us like 12 hours. All right, let's get some sleep. Day 10 of Mr. Hank's life. Yeah, so we got 22 animal care XP. Yeah, because we cleaned up the hutch and stuff. Oop, somebody's home. Yeah, there's a friend. There's a couple of them. Okay. right, there's one down. There's two. Ooh, that ain't looking too good. All right, can I? All right, fixing with tape. I just need a ball peen hammer. Is that it? That's all I need? All right, and 5 nails. Fuck yeah. All right, well, let's take... We're gonna grab 5 nails. I think I should have a hammer inside. If this thing is on the outs, you know, we might as well make it work for us. So first and foremost, craft. And I don't have anything to fix it with. No duct tape. Okay. Well, there should be a hammer in here at least. And if it's not, it should be downstairs. Ah, okay. Okay, there we go. All right, craft. Okay. So we do have the duct tape. We just need to grab it and move to the table. All right, and then, oh look, another baseball bat. There's the welding torch. There we go. Okay. So now we should be able to... A baseball bat. Ooh. Fix with glue, fix with duct tape. Alright, well, let's try fix with glue first. Where does that get us? And then we'll fix it with duct tape. And there we go. It's not perfect, but it'll do. All right, and then... Oh my God, I don't have the fucking carpentry. Dude, oh, bruh. All right, well, I do have... There's nothing that's in here. Okay, look at that. We got woodcraft. We could do it. All right. Well, let's throw on woodcraft. Watch some TV. We'll figure it out. We'll learn how to do it. All right, so this should give us... We should probably get to at least carpentry level 1. And then with that, we will make a spiked baseball bat. And I'll probably make the spiked baseball bat from the good baseball bat that is in the corner. $25 out of $75. All right, where's that? We are at 37.5. All right, so let's pop this one out. And then we will take the one that we haven't. Yeah, there we go. This should put us at level 1. Beds and tables. All right, I think that this is... We're gonna tip over, come on. Yo, there it is. We're crawling back. We're crawling back. Just sitting on the floor reading a whole bunch. These are the skills that it is important to have down. We will absolutely want butchering. And our guy is getting pretty hungry, but I mean, we'll survive and we'll be fine. So this should cook all the way through maintenance. Speaking of cooking, there's cooking 1. Yeah, okay, and then we've got maintenance, or mechanics. Shit, we should watch. Yeah, let's pop on. Let's eat some food first. We're gonna open and eat our spaghetti can bolognese. And then we are gonna take 2 of the car zones. And then the exposure survival, we have fishing, we have trapping, the water collection, foraging. We have 2 of the fishing, then there's fire, then there's trapping, there is foraging, water collection, and then we have 2 of the cook show. All right, well, let's pop out one of these. All right, and we will pop in car zone. And we will read cooking 1. Holy shit. We got two levels of mechanics from that. Nice. All right, well, before I watch this other one, all right, we're gonna put both these guys back. I really only want to watch the ones that I have the boost for. All right, and we're gonna eat. Ooh, pull ring. Open ring. Yeah, let's just open and eat it. All right, well, we got the carpentry now to make the thing that we wanted to make. So let's toss our trash in here. Yeah, let's go grab We're gonna swap out this baseball bat. Ooh, what are we researching? Learn can reinforce long weapon. Oh, can reinforce. Like putting a can on it? Okay. And then what are the skills? So you need level 2 carpentry. I'm just taking a baseball bat and sticking a can on it and being like, fuck yeah. All right, we are gonna take that baseball bat. We are gonna unequip it. We'll take this baseball bat. We will attach it to our back. All right, take the bloody one and we'll just stick it back on the shelf. All right, and then we can come over here and we're gonna take this guy and we're gonna make a nail spiked weapon. We're gonna speed that up. Woo! All right, well, we got a baseball bat with nails now. Attach that to our back. And there we go. We got a nice weapon. All right, and we can't do anything with these. Do we have any food that we can eat here? Got a bunch of shit on the ground, but that's rotten. Yeah, I think I took all of the food. All right, well, if I don't got food, I do have food in the back of the car. All right, well, let's see if Frank can sleep through the night. We'll just let him sleep if he will choose to. And he's not Frank, he's Hank. My God, dude. Every time. All right, we're gonna sleep. Three zombies on that day. Now, yeah, our average is going down. 225 mechanic skill. All right, it is 3 a.m. All right, let's sit down, start reading through our cooking book here. We're still gaining weight. So I'm gonna let us be hungry for a little bit. Because that's just gonna affect our carrying capacity. Ooh, and there's the alarm. And once we get through this cooking book, we're gonna go downstairs and watch The Cook Show. Yeah, dude, we're like pumping all of our resources into reading. But that is a thing that will pay off. Oop. There's a violent gunshot. All right, we are gonna go into the bed of the truck here. I don't think I left any food in the back of this car. No. All right, let's open and eat some canned chili. Oh. Yeah, man, look at all the blood stains from the people that were killed in the street here. We are very hungry still. Oh my God. Well, that should be enough to tie us over for right now. All right, gonna load up the truck. All right, yeah, and then we have this improvised tent kit we are going to take. All right, these are brochures, magazine. All right, there's electrical, mechanics. All right, these other books, I don't think that we need to grab. We will go downstairs and watch the cook show so that we can get that experience. Let's go ahead and do that. Cook show 1 and 5. Oh, I grabbed the wrong ones. And then I'm going to need to read. Before I watch the other car zone, I'm going to want to read the other book. Oh my God, I have my watermelon slices and they've gone rotten. All right, there's cooking. Yeah, now this kind of gets us off the floor a little bit. The VHS tapes I have set up so that they will only give us experience up to level 3. Yeah, see, and I mean, I would have gotten way more experience. Yeah, we got 80. I would have gotten way more experience had I read another book, but I'll save that for the car zone. And then, like, the exposure survival and stuff for whenever I read the fishing. My guy is just pissy right now. Alright, let's throw that duct tape away. Anything else that I want to take from here? I will leave everything else. I'm going to take the sawed off, though. I don't have any rounds for it right now, but having the sawed off is a good idea. Alright. This M9 is fine. Alright, let's go ahead and close her up. And there's no need to have this turned on right now. So we'll leave it. We'll turn that off. We'll leave these guys. Improvised tent kit, sawed-off shotgun going in the bed. All right, and then let's get our ass out of here. We really do drive like the wind, don't we? Holy shit. We're back. You know, and I mean, the animals themselves are doing all right in here. I might not need to move them quite yet. Might just leave the trailer here with them. Let's give them a pet. Pet Bo. Dude, do we got 2 juvies? There's 2 of them. Well, I guess. Is this gonna mean that every one of those animals, their name has changed? No. No. Yeah, Bo and Peep. I just have 2 juvies. That's weird because I only named one of them. All right. I think I've already pet Bo. But we're gonna pet Bo. We're gonna pet Peep. And then I need to find Ginger. Ginger might be in here? No? Where's Gingy? Well, I have no idea. Ginger's disappeared. We'll find her. 37 out of 75. All right, our guy is hungry as can be. So let's go ahead and make some food, shall we? We got pancake mix, but I don't think that my guy knows how to make pancakes. Oh no, I do. Okay, I need a fork and a bowl full of water. You're kidding me, I don't have a fork on me? Oh my god, that was in one of the bags that I had. Wild. Alright, nuts. Okay, well, if I don't have a fork on me, then I guess that is out of the question for the time being. Let's go ahead. There's not much of a leg left, is there? Alright, well, let's make some chicken wings. Alright, we will defrost those wings. Ooh, create a roast from peanut butter. Create a casserole. Okay, how about that? How about we make a casserole? But we are going to... create a roast. Okay, and then casserole. Let's open the cooking panel and see what we can do. So we can make a roast or a casserole. All right. Ooh. All right, so that... Let's go back. Open the cooking panel. So there's roast, there's casserole. All right, for the casserole. 1, 2. Oh, can I only do one? 1, 2. Do I? All right, there is 2. Let's add an egg. Gonna add a little bit of macaroni to it. This is a 1 star. And a little bit of split peas. All right, and then we will slap some salt, some pepper, a little bit of that guy on there. There we go. Now we're bringing it up. All right, and we will put in a little bit of this guy. All right. It's not the world's best, but it'll do. All right, let's toss in our casserole. And we're cooking it up. All right, let's eat the entire thing. And hopefully that will satiate us. Full to bursting. And we're back. We're so back. Fuck yeah. You gotta love the roasting pan, man. Does it for you. Alright, well that deals with that problem. We are drowsy. There was butchering. Yeah, that's what I had in the car. Let's go grab. Yeah, dude, this light. Do I need to replace the light? Is that what's going on? Floodlights. It must be the problem. I think that probably needs a new light bulb. Yeah, because I'm not sure why else. If I pick it up and put it down. No. All right, there we are. All right, we're going to read about butchering. Yeah, and then I'm definitely going to want to tap into the next level of mechanics. We want to have the ability to hotwire cars again. Holy shit, we just read through like the entire night. Alright, well let's get some sleep. We earned 256 cooking experience that day. And we are awake once more. Alright, awake and hungry again. In the freezer, chicken leg that's frozen and bad. Right, and then we've got dehydrated meat sticks. Let's go. All right, these eggs. Open our cooking panel. All right, well, my ability to cook these eggs is dependent upon having like a frying pan, which that is at the other house. Forging jars for lids, welder's monthly. Ooh, how to carve a bat. Well, the good news is that I have a ton of canned food and stuff here. All right, we've got canned beans. Canned corn, canned peaches. Let's eat some canned corn. Alright, this butchering, We're about halfway through. Let's go outside and give our animals some pets. Hello there. Hello, Juvie. These are chicken droppings. Okay, well, I guess I'll pick that up. Ah, you can add them to the compost. Instructions unclear. I can add chicken droppings to the food that I cook. How wonderful. Ah, there we go. There's the rest of the hens. Hello, Juvie number 2. There's a pet for you. Hello, Bo. Here's a pet for you. Hello, Peep. There's a pet for you. And Ginger, here is a pet. A pet for you. Alright, let's go ahead and grab our chicken droppings. And where are we at now? We should be close to... Yeah, look at that. 57. And if you clean this hutch... Yeah, dirtiness is 15. Oop, let's open the doors. Grab that. All right. And then let's drop that rag. That should put me 57.5. All right, well, give us another day or so, and we should have our animal handling leveled up. All right, well, what is left on the docket for today? Let's read through the remainder of butchering, and then maybe we'll call it. All right. Heavy day of knowledge. We are churning through it all. And we are hungry once more. Goddamn, Hank. Goddamn, boy. Eat me out of house and home, this one. Alright, there's butchering. Alright, carpentry 2. Carving 2. And there's cooking 2. Right. There's maintenance. Mechanics. Absolutely want that. All right. In terms of food, there's cans of oats. Let's grab a canned oat. Let's come over here. All right. So we've got a bowl there. And we're feeling grimy again. All right, so let's fill our empty bowl. And then that bowl we will fill with some oatmeal. All right, and then our oatmeal, let's open up the cooking panel again. All right, what are we gonna add? Let's add some sugar. We'll add sugar, we'll add cinnamon. Add a little bit of brown sugar, a little bit of maple in there. We're going to add some fruit jam, a little bit of peanut butter. How we decorate our oatmeal up just a little bit, make it nice. All right, and then pop that bad boy. Pop that bad boy in there. Sugar and cinnamon fruit jam bowl of oatmeal. All right, there we go. Let's go ahead and eat that bowl. That's going to knock 23 off. We're getting some of the unhappiness and boredom. Yay. Good job. Okay, so that helped. Dude, we are so thirsty and hungry all the goddamn time. I can't deal with it. We're gonna fill up everything. We're gonna need another bowl of oatmeal here soon. You can't beat them, join them. If you can't beat them, make more oatmeal. Or something. Alright, mechanics. Number 2. I'm cranking through this so that I can reclaim a lot of the lost skills. Because if we want to survive in this big bad world, we're gonna have to be bad again. Crawling our way back up. All right, we're having a late night sesh. All right, open that cooking panel. All right, 3-star oatmeal. All right, let's cook. Oh, wow. Apparently this has been on the whole time. All right, 29. We are strongly addicted. You are desperate for a smoke. Dude, at this point, we're fighting the addiction. We're gonna read more. Yeah, we're gonna finish it. Hell yeah. Right, mechanics 2 is down. Any of the others right now? Fishing 1 would be a good idea. Maintenance, we can't read that one yet. Yeah, the tailoring, the tracking, yeah, we will want the welding. We'll want welding, we will want fishing. We did the butchering, there's blacksmithing, yeah, okay. And then everything else. there we go. And we are just about there. Whoa. Woke up with a panic attack at 7:52 in the AM. All right. All right, my friends. I think it's time for us to wrap up. And while we're at it, let's maybe kick off making another bowl of oatmeal. Let's fill up all of our water. We have done a lot in the last, what has been 3 hours? It's been a long journey in the last 3 hours. So let me get my oatmeal cooking here real quick, and we will discuss what we have done. All right, so our bowl here, we are going to create a bowl of oatmeal. There we go. Now, with our bowl of oatmeal being the base, let's kick this off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we started in Riverside. We had been hanging out over there for quite some time, the first 6 days or so of our character's life, and here we are. About 6 or 7 days later, we have survived an in-game week since the beginning of the stream today. And we have really, truly kicked ass, my friends. All right, while this is doing its thing, let's pull open the map. Yeah, we traveled from Riverside, where we had started, right? In this little neighborhood, we left this house and then took ourselves down the main road, rode the river itself, popped out, and ended up finding our lake house home. We went from the lake house home, kind of restocked our supplies, and then headed back in the direction of Muldra. Landed on the Kentucky 163, and then found ourselves at Ye Olde gas station, where we attracted some friendos. Came back to the northern safe house over here, made our way back, and we were able to locate the starting house where Frank Fultz lived. We found his ID, and we carry it on us. And now we have made our way back to the northern safe house. Ooh, fresh and uncooked. Not sure. Okay, there we go. We still gotta cook it. But yeah, things are looking up for Mr. Hank Fultz here. There we go. Let's eat that bowl. Yeah, things are looking up for Mr. Hank Fultz. We've leveled up several items in this stream. Cooking, we are now almost to level 3. Our mechanics, we are working on level 3 right now, and we've got that multiplier. We have read our animal care, and we're almost up to level 1 as well. Butchering, we are just primed and ready to go. Well, my friends, if you haven't clicked that subscribe button, I strongly encourage you to do so. I have been stepping up my game recently in terms of the production quality, and now I just am going to be focused on executing on that quality. So if you have found any value in this Project Zomboid series, whether it's the Frank Fultz Chronicles, the Hank Fultz Chronicles, or just anything else that I have done, I would greatly appreciate it if you click that like button, click that subscribe button, and leave a comment below. We are at, I think, about 288 subscribers last I checked. 288 is exactly where we are. So become part of the next 12 that will push us over the 300 line. I just want to say thank you to every single person that has liked, commented, and subscribed as well. I tend to make a habit of doing that at the end of my videos. So, my friends, as always, I am just some dude on the internet. Thank you very much for joining me. I hope that you all enjoy your Memorial Day, and I will see you in the next video.